wrestling comes to life. Walking, flowing under Colorado lights. Twisted tales and shocking swerves. Necrotic venom, you get what you deserve. Welcome, everybody. And you are always welcome in my house, friend, foe, or otherwise. Come on in, grab a cream soda, take a seat. It is the day before Thanksgiving. And I hope you all are ready to have a great holiday. Surrounded by loved ones, family, friends. You guys deserve it. You deserve a break. You deserve a holiday. You deserve a little rest and relaxation. I wanted to make sure I came on here today because I usually do Thrashing Thursday, but tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So I will not be doing Thrashing Thursday. Instead, I'm doing Wicked Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. I am Vince Russo. Most of you know me. Some of you do not. If you don't, I was the head writer of the WWE Attitude Era, head writer WCW, head writer TNA, on-air personality, producer, all those things. Currently, I am working for an indie promotion out here in Colorado, Rocky Mountain Pro. You can check them out on YouTube. We do a show every week. You've got to support your indie wrestling organizations. Come on in, guys. Feel free to take a seat, man. This is going to be a Q&A today. However, if you want your questions answered, if you want your comments addressed, you got to do it through a super sticker or a donation. I am working. When I do this, I am working. It is part of russosbrand.com, patreon.com/RussoTWC. I've been podcasting now for about 10 years, thanks to you. Just a great career, a great living, and I would not be able to do it unless I had your support. So I do not take any of you for granted. I am very, very, very thankful that you support me, you support the brand, everybody on the brand. Stevie Richards, Stevie Ray of Harlem Heat, Ben Hameen, Disco Inferno, Al Snow, EC3, Jeff Lane. All your support helps pay them and all the bills we have here at Channel Attitude, russosbrand.com. Also, guys, remember, man, if you've never been a member of our Patreon program, you can go right now to patreon.com/RussoTWC, and you can get a free week of Russo's brand. No long-term commitment, no tricks. It is a free week. If you've never been a Patreon member, just go to patreon.com/RussoTWC. Guys, this is how you do it, man, through a super sticker or a donation. And I will pull you up on the screen. The Catman Do. Good morning, Vince. How you doing this morning? Just want to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving, brother. Catman, I want to throw that right back at you. I want to throw that to everybody listening to this show today. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, man. You all deserve it. Guys, listen, man. We are all blue collar. We are all out here busting our onions, man. We are all in this together. So I hope you enjoy the day tomorrow. Let's go to some more donation super stickers. Instagram, a wrestling historian. What do you consider to be your greatest character? Man, bro, I would have to say, two characters I really enjoyed writing for a wrestling historian would have been Goldust and probably Val Venus, because both of those characters were so outside of the box that I really got to use my creativity. There were no boundaries. There were no handcuffs. And, the performance of both, Dustin Reynolds and Sean Morley, man, were through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. So those were probably my two favorite. Zomg Ruler, did anyone ever say to you, worst script ever? Never, bro. Never, 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 never. And I'll tell you why. Because I put a lot of thought into my scripts, bro. I did not write my scripts in 15 to 30 minutes. A lot of thought went into everything that I wrote. So I never did get that kind of a response from anybody, to be honest with you. I want to thank Slasher Radio. Just resubbed on Twitch for the 8th month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, if you want to do a donation through Twitch, a blurb, that will allow you to ask a question if you want to cheer bits. Let's go back to Jake's channel, Haley's channel, and Dad's channel. Well, happy Thanksgiving, Jake. Happy Thanksgiving, Haley. Happy Thanksgiving, Dad. Thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. Gino Bobina. What is going on, my friend? Was it possible to have a federation going back to a more edgy style like your era? Why does it have to be all this 5-star match and PC nonsense? It doesn't have to be, Gina. It doesn't have to be. It can be whatever they want it to be. Even when the WWE was at PG, they were nowhere near the PG line. Nowhere near the PG line. Everything today is being politically correct, just afraid of going outside of the box, trying new things, challenging people, man, to think about your show. It does not have to be the way it is. Obviously, the WWE is listening to the mark audience that they already have that are interested in 5-star fake phony matches. So, Gino, it does not have to be that way, my friend. Hey, my good friend Joe Lowry, man. Go check out What a Day, Joe Lowry. Good dude, man. Very good dude. Hey, Vince, happy Thanksgiving to you and the family. Looking forward to Saturday night on Sportskeeda. Yes, after Survivor Series, myself, D'Lo Brown, and Joe Lowry will be reviewing the show on Sportskeeda immediately after it ends. I'm going to go to my good friend, Buddy Green. You see, guys, through Cheers on Twitch, I will answer your question. Cheer 100, happy Thanksgiving to the Brand family. I took a nap during the watch along and had to watch independently. Was it a coincidence that Remy D pulled up in Matt Yodel's car? I got to tell you, Reverend, you are popping me. You are popping me because Matt Yaden was hoping that nobody would notice that. And Matt, unfortunately, the great Reverend Buddy Green noticed that. You can't get anything by Buddy Green. If you guys are wondering what Rocky Mountain Pro is, Remy D and Matt Yaden, guys, I write a weekly indie show right here in Denver, Colorado. And I do a watch along on Twitch every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. I try to teach you the ins and outs of writing a wrestling show and producing a wrestling show. if you are a subscriber to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Vince Russo Live, then you can be part of that watch along. And guys, if you're watching on Twitch right now, a super sticker, a blurp, will get you, allow you to ask a question. Let's go to Stu Wrestling Podcast. Can you roast Mushnick again, Vince? I loved it. Man, Stu, I got to be honest with you. That was not planned. God, bro, I got an Italian temper. And when you push the wrong buttons, I just tend to go off. And I did not plan that. I did call the producer of the show. I didn't call him. I texted him right after that, and I apologized for my actions. I told him they were not planned. And he said to me, my boy Greg, Vince, are you kidding me? Piers loved you. That was great show, great content. And I was glad. I was glad that Piers Morgan was not hot at me. Like I said, man, it is not something that I planned. Let's go to Ash. What's your favorite and worst moment? My favorite moment would have to be when I left the wrestling business, bro. That would have to be my favorite moment. I left TNA in 2012, man. It is going to be 13 years in January that I walked away from mainstream wrestling. That was probably my most favorite day. Obviously, the worst day would have had to be the passing of Owen Hart. I will never forget that as long as I live. Just a nightmare of a day. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. That will stay with me forever. Jake's channel, Haley's channel, Dad's channel. Thank you very, very, very much, you guys. Hey, Vince, were you the reason the Jarretts had a falling out and did speaks? Oh, man, Jake, I'm not really understanding the question. Hey, Vince, were you the reason the Jarretts had a falling out and didn't speak for us? If you're talking Jeff and Jerry, no, bro, I was not the reason. Jeff and Jerry, they had some issues with each other long before TNA. There was a history there. I don't know what those issues really were. None of my business. I'm not going to get into that. But there were definitely issues between Jeff and Jerry before I ever got with TNA. I hope that answers your question. Gino Bobina. Any div ever try to move up by taking care of you? Oh, my God, Gino. Gino, as many people know who listen to me, I have been a happily married man for 41 years. I am not like these cheating, lying, stealing professional wrestlers who didn't think twice of cheating on their spouses, and that's a shoot. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Been married to the same woman 41 years. Forever faithful to the same woman for 41 years. So the answer, Gina, is no. Let's move on. Damn that traffic jam. Thank you, Vince Russo. Do you see WWE buying AEW? God, bro, I can't see that because, Tony Khan is a billionaire. The money is endless. I see Tony Khan doing this as long as he wants to do it. AEW is not about making money. As a matter of fact, I would not be the least bit surprised if AEW was a tax write-off. Tony's dad, Shad, bro, the dude is smart. Everything he touches is gold. And he's got a lot of businesses that make a lot of money. And you may think I'm nuts, but maybe he needed a tax write-off. You guys think I'm crazy, man. Remember the movie The Producers? Remember that? Where they needed a tax write-off, so they wrote a Broadway play thinking that it would bomb. Remember that? I would not be surprised. So do I ever see WWE buying AEW? I do not. Traffic Jam, but I could be wrong. My good friend Trav FDY, man. I love Trav. He's very, very loyal. Happy Thanksgiving, Vince. You ask why God put you in the wrestling business. I ask that all the time, Trav. All the time. God, why this business? Why? It was your creative outlet, and you entertain millions with your creativity. Travis, I really, really do appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very, very, very much. I know, listen, guys, I am a firm believer in God. I don't question God. I'd like to understand things. Wow, Reverend Smiley, man, with a little blurb, a little Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, bro. Reverend, if you want to ask me a question, that will allow you to ask a question. And guys, a blurb is only 50 cents. So if you go to twitch.tv/Vince Russo Live, you play a blurb, you could ask a question, bro. Let's go on to Guitar Junkie. I know Mr. Junkie. 20 large. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. Vince, were you involved in the creative for the Undertaker Mankind Hell in a Cell match? And how concerned was everyone backstage for Mick's health? It's crazy that Mick later did a run-in during the Stone Cold Kane match. Guitar Junkie, just so you know, my job as a writer was really the finish of the match, because the finish of the match would determine where the story was going. So it was vital that we wrote the finish of the match. As far as the match, that is on the wrestlers. I am not a wrestler. I never claimed to be a wrestler. I don't get in their business. And the wrestlers generally lay out their matches. So that match was laid out between Mankind and Taker. I'm sure there was an agent involved. Maybe it was Pat Patterson. I don't know. And yes, man, I was very concerned for Mick's health backstage. I waited at the curtain, man, for Mick to be wheeled to the back. I was very, very, very concerned about Mick. And I'll never forget, as his teeth were peering through his lip, Mick looked at me and said, Vince, was it better than Shawn's match with Taker? That is all Mick cared about. Mick is a pro, man. Guys like Mick Foley and guys like The Undertaker, man, they left it all out there, bro. And I was very, very, very concerned with the health of Mick Foley. Guys, if you want to get any questions, there are various ways to do it. You could do it right here through a super sticker or a donation. You could go on Twitch. You could subscribe to Twitch. You can play a blurb. You can cheer bits, or you can subscribe to YouTube for 99 cents. Yeah. Oh, a little Culture Club, man. Come on. Little Boy George and the Culture Club. Thank you very, very, very much, Buddy Green, my good man, Buddy Green. Yeah, guys, you can go to Twitch, or like I said, for 99 cents, if you become a subscriber on this YouTube channel, you'll get special videos. I will allow you to ask a question. Slacker Scott. Snell to the Dodgers, man. 2025 World Series locked now. Bro, it's about time. And guys, I've never been a fan of this. and I've always been against this. It is time for a salary cap in baseball. It is ridiculous. You can't have a team like the Dodgers who's spending hundreds of millions of dollars, deferred payments, every trick in the book. No small team markets are going to be able to compete with them. It's about time. The luxury tax is not enough. We need a salary cap in baseball. This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let me scroll up here. Man, I thank all of you for these questions, these donations. Very generous, guys. Like I said, nothing I won't answer. Nothing I won't answer. Let's see. Stu, Vince, I'll hit you up to come on my podcast in 2025. Yes, Stu, let me know. Right now, I am only doing paid appearances because thank God, man, I don't have any, I just don't have any free time. I really don't, man. Between Russo's brand, Patreon, I just started a new show on Believe. You guys can read the bottom of it. You read the scroll. Before My Head Explodes. It is available free on Believe.com and wherever you listen to all your podcasts. It is absolutely free, guys. And it is a non-wrestling talk show. I talk about everything else but professional wrestling. Okay, here we go now with the names that I can't pronounce. Prayesh Majumdar. What's going on, my friend? Thank you very, very much. Your That's Life series was mind-blowing. Man, a lot of people like That's Life, and I try to incorporate a lot of that into all my podcasts. Who knows, man? Let's see what 2025 brings. I always shuffle things around. And maybe That's Life will be making a return. I am not sure. I will play it by ear. We'll see how things go. Luis Martin. Hey, Vince, what do you think about how Dave Meltzer disrespected Dutch and his wife? I think that was horrible, man. Bro, Dave Meltzer, he's had a rough year. I mean, he's had a really, really rough year. He's been wrong about a lot of things. He's defending AEW to the point of looking stupid. The comments he made about Dutch, I don't know, guys. Listen, man, I'm going to be 64 in January. I'm not as sharp as I used to be. I know that. I don't know if age is catching up with Meltzer. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the dude, but my God, man, the last year he has really, really put his foot in his mouth a lot. And I think he is losing a lot of credibility along the way. All right, guys, again, man, feel free to ask a question or a comment through a donation or through a super sticker. I will be happy to answer it. I don't dodge any questions, bro. I am not afraid of anything or anybody. There are no skeletons in my closet, bro. So that's why I have no problem coming to you live with the streams. I just want to remind you guys once again, if you go to patreon.com/Russo TWC, you can get a free week of the brand. It will cost you absolutely nothing. Zero. No tricks. No long-term commitments. No nothing. So, guys, come on in, man. I'm on Twitch. If you want to become a member of Twitch, if you want to share some bits, whatever you want to do. I'm going to stay on here, guys, for about another 5 minutes. I usually do these things in 30-minute spurts. I don't like to overstay my welcome. And all of you are welcome to come in here. The only thing I ask is that you are respectful in the chat room. That's all. DB for life. Operator. Oh, can you help me make this call? You see the number on the matchbook is old and faded. Operator 911, what's your emergency? Yes, I'd like to report a murder. What's the suspect's name? Vince Russo. What's the victim's name? Phil Mushnick. Again, man, that was not by design, bro. I promise you that was not by design. Phil Mushnick just really pissed me off. I'm just being honest with you. Thank you, DB for life. Chain Gang. Bischoff will be at NXT next week and X-Pac. Good for Bischoff and X-Pac, bro. I am not interested in doing mainstream wrestling anymore, guys. I'm just not interested in it. I am not interested in the travel. I am not interested in the politics. I love the group of people I work with. Now I'm working a lot with Jonathan Coachman now. And it's a blessing, man. It's really a blessing to have a job and work with people you love. And I know a lot of you out there don't have that. I didn't have that, guys, for a long time. But thank God, man, I'm in a spot of I love the people I'm working with. I love the brand. I love our supporters, man. It's really a family-like atmosphere. Bro, I would not trade that in for all the money in the world. So good for Bischoff. Good for X-Pac. I'm not interested. Where do you see WWE and AEW in 2025? Hey, listen, man. WWE is a money-making printing machine. Nick Khan is unbelievable. They have made unbelievable deals for, streaming services, licensing, Saudi Arabia, you name it, man. They know how to make money as a business. I am not a fan of the creative, but as I always say, man, that is all subjective. That is subjective, bro. So if I don't like it, that doesn't mean that you don't like it. And it's okay if you like it. I'm just not a fan. AEW, man, I got to tell you, if Tony Khan doesn't start listening to people who know, the audience is going to keep disappearing, man. We've seen a disappearing audience at AEW for 5 years now. I do not see the trend stopping at all until Tony Khan starts listening to people who can help him. That is Tony Khan's biggest downfall, man. He doesn't want to listen to people who can help him. Guitar Junkie, 50 bananas, man. Very nice, bro. Thank you very much. Vince, what team do you think Juan Soto is going to sign with? I'm a Yankee fan. I don't think it's wise to invest so much money into a player who just had his career year and will have no incentive to play as hard as he did last year. I got to tell you, Guitar Junkie, I think the Mets are going to sign Juan Soto. I really believe it's going to come down to the Mets and the Yankees. But I think the Mets are going to outbid the Yankees. With Alfonso becoming a free agent, I think the Mets are going to have a little bit more money to outbid the Yankees. I definitely think Soto is going to the Yankees. A lot of great questions, guys. And if you guys have the super stickers, I will go over the 30 minutes if it calls for it. Billy Evil, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, what is a good or funny memory you have from working with Cornette? Hey, man, I've said this all the time. Cornette is a genius. I never worked with anybody that has a quicker mind than Jim Cornette. I've always said that. I've never had a problem putting Jim Cornette over. Dutch Mantel and Jim Cornette were the two quickest witted, intelligent, brilliant human beings that I ever worked with. I have no problem saying that whatsoever. If Cornette had a downfall, it was from being too stuck in his ways. Cornette always wanted to do, always wanted to just recreate the good old days, man. And, wrestling was evolving during the Attitude Era, and it's still evolving today. And you got to move on, man. And Jim was very, very stuck in his ways. He still is today. And I think that hurt Jim Cornette. But I have no problem talking about the mind of Cornette. It's brilliant, bro. It's brilliant. I've got no problem with that. He was a great performer, all those things. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Slacker Scott. I always thought TWC stood for the world champion. Wow. I never thought of that, Scott. It does not. TWC stands for Truth with Consequences. And guys, you can listen. That's Vic Venom's show. Vic Venom does a show on my Patreon channel. There's the address right there, man. And you can get a free week, man. You could hear Vic Venom, patreon.com/Russo TWC. That's interesting, Slacker Scott. I did not, I never looked at it that way. Let's move on, shall we? You guys are being way too generous today, man. I thank you. Gina Bobina, better partner, you and Ed or you and Lane? Very nice. Buddy Green. Thank you. Very nice. And Buddy Green's got a question, not a question, but a statement. If Soto signs with the Mets, his numbers will suffer just like when they signed Jason Bay. I would pass on him in round one as a Met. Why do you think that, buddy? Why do you think that? I don't even think Soto was in the prime of his career yet, man. I don't think Soto's going to be another Jason Bay. Jason Bay was no Juan Soto, bro. I could tell you that. Jason Bay was a great player. He was no Juan Soto. Better partner, you and Ed or you and Lane. We're different kind of partners, man. This is like, Gino, this is comparing apples to oranges. You can't do it, man. We're different kinds of partners. Loved working with Ed. Love working with Jeff, but they're different kind of partners. Let's see. The Animal, the Chanksta. What's your favorite music album of all time? Rubber Soul by the Beatles. My favorite album of all time. Rubber Soul by the Beatles. Luis Martinez. Vince. I think Meltzer has messed up the wrestling business. Who wants to be around those people at a wrestling? I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. You would not catch me dead going to a wrestling event anymore. Those days are over, man. And look at the people in the crowd. They've run families out. It's all these freaking marks, Luis. I agree. I don't want to be around these marks. People want to go to something that's cool, not a grown man yelling fight for Luis. I could not agree with you more. But that is who the wrestling industry is catering to, bro. They are catering to that audience. So that is the type of audience they are going to draw. All you got to do, man, is when you watch Raw, when you watch SmackDown, look at the people in the crowd. That's all you have to do. But that was a conscious decision made by WWE and made by AEW. In the process, they have run all the casual fans off. That's why you don't have 5, 6, 7 million people watching wrestling anymore. They've run them off. All right, guys, I'm going to just stall a couple of minutes to see if any last questions or super stickers or donations come in, because I want to make sure that I answer each and every one of your questions. I want to reiterate a couple of things. You guys can hear me every single day at russosbrand.com. If you've never been a patron, you can go to patreon.com/RussoTWC, get a free week. I got a brand new podcast. It's audio only. Before My Head Explodes, now available free on Believe.com, wherever you listen to all your podcasts. After Survivor Series, I will be doing a post show. It'll be me, my boy D'Lo Brown, and Joe. Joe, what's up? That'll be on Sportskeeda. Also, Sportskeeda has something called the Backstage Pass. And every Friday night with my man Mac, we review SmackDown. That's Backstage Pass with Sportskeeda. I do a lot of work for Sportskeeda, man. I really want to shout them out. I really want to thank them. They do keep me very, very, very busy. I got a couple of shows out there with Jonathan Coachman, who I love. And you guys know on the brand, it's not just me, Stevie Richards, Stevie Ray, EC3, Al Snow, the Disco Inferno, Jeff Lane, the Great Bin Hachmin. Guys should check us out, man. 10 years. Guitar Junkie. Man. Favorite all-time Kiss song, Have a Happy Thanksgiving. Wow. Guitar Junkie, why have I never thought about my all-time favorite Kiss song? Man. Wow. I am going to say, Guitar Junkie, from Creatures of the Night, Get Me Out of This Rock and Roll Hell. I think that's my favorite Kiss song. Creatures of the Night and Lick It Up, two very underrated Kiss albums. Very underrated Kiss albums. Lick It Up is my favorite Kiss album. And that was with Vinnie Vincent. But that is my favorite Kiss album. But Creatures of the Night, which came out right before Lick It Up, very, very good, very underrated album. Buddy throwing cheers, bro. Thank you, buddy. I have to run and pick up food. I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. Same to you, buddy. Love Buddy, man. Buddy lives out here in Colorado by me. He comes to Rocky Mountain Pro shows. Big Rocky fan, big Av fan, big Nugget fan. Buddy, I hope you and your family have a great Thanksgiving. Luis, who has been very, very, very generous during this stream. Why do wrestlers care so much about Meltzer's opinion? You tell me, Luis, and we'll both know. I think the wrestlers who care about Meltzer's opinion, I'm going to be honest. You can quote me on this. I'm going to go out on the limb. I think they're brain dead. If it matters to you, the opinion of a fan, that's all Meltzer is. He is a glorified wrestling mark. That's it. And if his opinion of your match is that important to you when the guy has never had a match, never laced up a pair of boots, never stepped in the ring, you are brain dead. It's that simple. You know what it's the equivalent of? I'm a baseball fan. I'm a baseball mark. I've seen more baseball games than Meltzer has seen wrestling matches. You know what it's the equivalent of, guys? It's the equivalent of me telling Aaron Judge how to hit and Aaron Judge actually listening to me. Do you know how bizarre that is? Do you know how ridiculous that is? That's the equivalent of a Will Ospreay or somebody giving one damn of what Dave Meltzer thinks about their match. That's the equivalent of it. That's the equivalent of me telling Juan Soto how to hit a curveball. That's how ridiculous the notion is. J-Dog, thank you very much, man. Vince, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Happy Thanksgiving to you, J-Dog. All right, guys, I got a show with Disco at about 11 o'clock. So at some point I am going to have to go. But I do want to get all your questions in. If you have anything you want to ask me, guys, seriously too, man, check out. I'm still writing. Rocky Mountain Pro, man, subscribe to their YouTube channel. I think you'll like the show. YouTube.com/@RMP Wrestling. Every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, there's a new episode. You could either watch it free on their website or you could subscribe to Twitch and do a watch along with me. Twitch.tv/Vince Russo Live. Check that out. We got a couple of people following on Twitch. Dabbin Lion, welcome. Invisible, welcome. I appreciate the new subscribers to Twitch. Let's go to Murat. Try. Which wrestler do you think is the biggest draw ever? Hulk Hogan, bro. Hands down. Without a shadow of a doubt. And people that don't say Hulk Hogan, you were not around during Hogan's run. I was around during Hogan's run. There was no star in the history of the wrestling business bigger than Hulk Hogan. And I worked with Rock, and I worked with Austin. Huge stars, not as huge as Hulk Hogan. Gino, your advice may have helped Judge in the World Series. Yeah, man. Judge pooped the bed in the World Series, man. And that really, really, really hurt the Yankees. All right, guys, I am going to wrap this up, man, because I got to go do timeout with the Disco Inferno, just one of the shows on our Patreon channel. If you guys want to get your free week, go to patreon.com/RussoTWC. Anna Laura with 50 bits. Thank you, Anna Laura. God bless you. Anna Laura. Laura is a very loyal supporter over on my Twitch channel. Guys, I do want to take this time to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, man. Seriously, give thanks. Give thanks, man, for what you have. We always harp on what we don't have. Tomorrow, stop and think about what you have. Give thanks. You know, your grandparents, your parents, your siblings, your children, your friends. Give thanks to the things that really matter. Don't ever lose sight of that. So I wish all of you, man, whether you love me, whether you hate me, does not matter. I wish you all a very, very, very healthy and happy Thanksgiving. Guys, thank you so much. Ace the Riddler, thank you for the follow. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here today. Please support my new show on Believe. You can listen to it in your car. Non-wrestling talk. I think you will really enjoy the show. Guys, thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you all next time.